All right, so back to this now that I'm home from my mom's. My wife did go and get me some bolts and stuff to finish it up because the starter bolts, this starter came off of a different lawnmower, one of the other ones that I fixed, so they were a little too long. Basically, you run out of threads before it gets tight. So she went and picked up some for me. I think I have everything here I need now to get this portion set up. I'm going to go ahead and change out the fuel filter since I have purchased a bunch of these one time, I don't know, a dozen of them or so when I was working on the motorcycle. So hopefully this little hose here is the right size and we'll just get him stuck on there. Found some extra clamps over there in my junk, so I think I'm good on that. That. Come on, old one. That's gonna be around the starter. I may need a longer piece. I think I have some more over there. I think I'm gonna put the starter on first, so I'll know how far I gotta go around. Alright, I'm gonna go find some more fuel line to get around that with plenty of space. Okay, let me just get the wiring hooked up. And because this cut, I'm not really sure if that goes to the blade thing, the blade clutch, or if it goes to the starter. So I'm gonna have to do some investigation on that. Stay tuned. I had to go and find a positive wire to go from the solenoid up here in there, the solenoid that was missing. So I went and got me one out of my bucket to go down to the starter, and then I went ahead and put the new battery in because I had the charger on that recondition before I left and it never did work. And so I just tried it once right now, but it did spin, but I haven't put any gas in it or anything yet. So I'm gonna check the tank and see if there's any water or anything in it before I do that, and then we'll see if it'll start. All right, I'm going to try it out and see what happens. It's probably going to take a minute because it's not got any gas in there or nothing. I don't even know if this thing's self-priming, so I'm not real sure. Gas yet. Let's see if I got spark. I got good spark. So I just need some gas. Yeah, there's still no gas there. Well, I gotta go figure out how to prime that thing. Alright, so folks said to take that spacer out because it does work by hand, but now I got to put it back together and we'll try it out. Okay, so I took the spacer out, this thing, and as I said, sometimes if you use the spacer, I don't even know what it came for, but I just put it back on. This one didn't have one on there, so I didn't know if it went on or not. So I put it on there, but they said it might be just far enough to make it not hit the lever. When I took it off and did it by hand, it primed it real fast. Just a couple of pumps and it was there. If this doesn't work, then I'll just buy one of those cheap pulse ones for 10 bucks. You can get those on Amazon everywhere. There's a, Crazy Taro, the guy with the goofy teeth. He shows you how to use, you can use the spacer or make your own, and it'll attach right on there. And you can use one of those pulse pumps like on the golf cart and some other things that I've got. So let's try it out and see what happens. I think I checked compression a long time ago before I started messing with this. And I think it had good compression, so that's the only reason I started working on it. Although I don't see the gas pumping down there anymore again. When I was pressing the lever, you could see the bubbles and stuff coming through. Check it working right. Okay, well, more investigation to go. Alright, so I think it's the carburetor. I bought that carburetor to fix the yellow golf cart or go-kart thing out there, but it fit here, so I thought it would work. But when I was messing over here, I said the choking stuff wasn't working. Well, it does work freely here. It just wasn't doing anything with the carburetor, so I think that the little adjusters on top were a little bit off and it was keeping everything pushed back and tight already. But, oh, well, that was fun. No fire extinguisher in the shop. Woo! Okay, so they were just a little bit different, but like I said, I had bought this one for that yellow go-kart out there. It was an older motor, and I was going to try and convert it from the old-fashioned, big old loop type carburetor to one of these, and so it fit and it worked out there, but that thing didn't have any compression and it wasn't gonna run. So I took this out and I was like, oh, it slides on here, it'll work perfect. But really not, because this is the choke side, this is the throttle side, and so it actually goes on like this, which means the gas line's coming out the other side. And then that's why the cables weren't working properly, because when you would shift them, it wasn't choking it and it wasn't moving the throttle any at all. They were already stuck, and that's because this can't go the right direction. So anyway, that was what was going on with that. Ordered the new one. It's only $15, of course. These things are cheap anymore. But this model, no matter what number I looked up for this motor here, it always came with that stupid solenoid thing on the bottom. I'm gonna go read to see if I can just take it off, but I was under the impression, this is why I need to go and kind of do some research too, so I thought this was supposed to only have 12 volts when the key's on and it's running, but this one has a constant 12 volts here, so I'm not really sure. I know this used to have one on here because these two wires were just hanging right here along with the gas line and stuff, so I'm sure that's what it went to, but I could have swore that I read somewhere that it needs to be it's only 12 volt when the key's on, because this is what a lot of people tie into for instead of replacing it with that mechanical gas pump that I put on here that just normally goes with this motor. A lot of people will get the little cheapy, 0.5 psi thing and do one of those rigs up there and runs it, and they run it to this 12 volt. Oops, well, there goes my battery, dang it. So they'll always, I hope I didn't burn a fuse or nothing just then. And I think I did. Just accidentally touched them together. Look at that, see? So anyway, I gotta figure out what fuse I just burned. That's why you don't strip them and be more careful. Anyway, hopefully it wasn't one of those darn relays or something. A fuse I can handle, but a relay, that's 15, 20 bucks. So anyway, gonna go fix that up. Hopefully it won't catch on fire now that I got an actual carburetor on there. That was pretty interesting though, but fuel pump was working, so whatever caught hot fire here with my brake cleaner or starting fluid or whatever popped out, then this continued to pump gas as the key was turned, and so yeah, it just became kind of a mess. That was pretty interesting. Okay, so other than burning the fuse out, everything's okay. I did check it. Actually, I just had the key on over there. No wonder it had 12 volts. So I got it grounded right now. Nothing. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, you should be able to see that. And I'll turn the key on, just to the on, and there we go. Turn the key off, nothing. Turn the key on, good. So it was working, just check the key. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire it up just because that's the way it goes, and you get the pigtail and everything anyway, so I might as well just put it on there. So with my carburetor, it came with this. It's already got the ground. You just take the one that's already on there, unscrew it, and it's already got the butt connector attached and everything. So really simple. There we go. Some of the reviews mentioned, but I just took a chance because it was only about 50-50, right? Not all of the reviews. This guy had quite a few. I try to get stuff on Amazon that's got 4 stars or better, and at minimum, depending on the item, like something like this, I want at least 200 people review it, and then you can kind of tell. So there were a few people that said this pigtail doesn't fit the actual solenoid that came with it, and that was my case. I've got a picture I'll show you in here. It's actually the receptacle for the plug on the solenoid actually wants a groove in here. So instead there was 2 clips on this one that needed a groove in that instead of vice versa. So all I did was take a knife, slice off the 2 sides here that had the little lip that was sticking out, just the little clip part, and now it slides right in there. And it fits pretty tight, so I doubt it's going to be coming out anytime soon. But one of the guys on the reviews said he sent it back like 2 times or something, and the 3rd time he finally got the right one, but I'm not waiting that long, especially with all this stuff going on right now. Amazon's prioritizing things and whatnot, so it may be another month before I get it, but luckily it came pretty quick, and that's it. So I'm good to go now. Got the clip on here, got that. I'm gonna fire it up again. Not literally. Pump. Ooh, that was a lot. It's got to be that pump because it was only working when I did it by hand. So I'm gonna check that thing out again. I'll bring you back once I figure it out and let you know what it is. As the reviews said, do not replace it with this. That was a wasted $12. It worked fine originally. I don't know if I ever took any video of it, but I took it off the first time and did this manually. That was when I was taking the spacer out because some people said the spacer causes problems. So when I took it out, I tested it, and sure enough, it pulled fuel all the way through. So I took this back off, tried it manually. It didn't work. I even stuck the hose down in here in the tank and tried it just, bypassing the filter and everything, and it still don't work. I can just sit here and pump and pump and pump and pump and pump. And it's not going. So this is already shot. and fire wasn't even on this side of the tank or on this side of the motor. So I have no idea, but these are just very unreliable. They go out all the time on here. So I'm gonna, I ordered it, but because of the stuff going on, it's not gonna be here for almost a week and a half, even on Prime. I think it's coming next Friday, it says, because it's not a priority item. So now I gotta wait. So I'm just gonna go ahead and post this up because I figure the fire will be pretty entertaining while everybody's sitting at home. So as always, get out there, try something new. Maybe purchase a fire extinguisher. Live and learn, right? Live and learn. That could have been a mess if I didn't have it. Luckily I had the sheet. I was trying to find a moving blanket. I had some down here, but I remembered I packed them to go to Oklahoma, so they're still out in the van. So luckily I had that sheet and was able to smother it out. But just the perils of working. So as always, we thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Get outside and do something, and we'll get this thing running yet.